I had a conversation with a client this morning that I can't stop thinking about. They heard that as you get older, you need to start doing high intensity training for your hormones. And they said it the way people always say it, with a little dread, like it was one more new thing they were now required to take on. And it hit me. That's the lie hiding inside almost every piece of advice we give our older adults. The word start. Because here's the truth. You're not starting high-intensity training. You did high-intensity training every single day when you were 7 years old. You just called it playing. What if you never had to start any of it? What if you only had to resume? Today on the Personal Age Fitness Podcast. Hey, good day, and welcome to the Personal Age Fitness Podcast. I'm Garrett Williamson, president of the Personal Age Fitness of Personal Age Fitness. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, if you have questions about today's topic, suggestions for future shows, or would like information about Personal Age Fitness, we'd love to hear from you. Call us at area code 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can find us on Facebook at Personal Age Fitness. Also, our website, personalagefitness.com. Follow us on X at Team PE. There's a phrase from the military I love. As you were. In the Coast Guard, and I believe in the Navy too, underway as before. It's what a commanding officer says when everyone snaps to attention. It means relax, carry on, resume what you were already doing. As I said a minute ago, the Coast Guard has a version that's underway as before, and today, that's my message to you. As you were. The myth is one little word. Start. Start lifting weights. Start doing high-intensity training. Start eating more protein. Start stretching. Start moving. Every one of those sounds like a brand new task, something foreign. Something that belongs to other people, athletes, gym people, not you. And that one word builds a wall. Because starting something new is scary. It means being a beginner. It means being bad at something. It means becoming someone you have never been. But what if I told you that wall is made of nothing? What if none of these things are new to you at all? You were born doing it, all of it. Think about a healthy young child. Watch them for just one afternoon. They sprint across the yard as fast as they can. Then they flop down in the grass. Then they pop up and sprint again. Then they rest. Then they climb something. Then they hang from it. Then they crawl, they jump, they roll, they carry things heavier than they should. Do you know what a scientist would call that pattern? Bursts of maximum effort with rest in between. That is high-intensity interval training, textbook. Your children didn't sign up for it. They didn't dread it. They didn't need a coach or a program or a gym. They just did what a healthy body naturally wants to do. And here's the part that matters. You were that child. You already know how. The science caught up to the playground. Let's talk about that hormone conversation because the science is real. When you do short bursts of hard effort, your body responds by releasing hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, the building and repairing hormones. Research shows that even a single session of high-intensity interval training can raise testosterone significantly right afterward. And studies on older athletes, people well past their so-called prime, show the same hormonal response is still available to them. It doesn't change because time passed on a calendar. So the advice to the client heard, the advice that I told the client, actually the advice that the client heard prior to me speaking to them wasn't wrong. Hard, playful bursts of effort really do help your hormones, but the framing was all wrong. It's not a new prescription for old age. We hear this about eating protein. As you get older, you have to eat more protein. No, you got to carry on like you were. It's the exact thing your body has rewarded since the day you could run. We just proved the playground was right all along. Now, just a reminder, if you have any questions about today's show, would like information about personal age fitness, or have a topic you'd like us to discuss in a future podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Call us area code 251-278-3343. Follow us on Facebook at Personal Age Fitness. Hit us up on X at Team PE. And don't forget to watch out for my upcoming book, The Lie of Age, where we explore why ability is determined by fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset, not by the number of birthdays you've celebrated. Now, let's get back to the things you've never should have stopped. Now, I talked about this a minute ago. Let's take the one I just said, the other one that many of my clients hear all the time. You need more protein as you age. And again, people hear that and think, here's one more new rule, something new I've got to start that kicked in strictly because I became a older age. But look at how the human body actually sets its protein needs. It sets them by your size, by how much of you there is to maintain, not by your age. The nutrition science is clear on this. The protein you need per pound of body weight is essentially the same across the years of adult life. It doesn't change. So why does the total number go up from when you were a teenager? For the simple reason that you got bigger. A bigger body has more to maintain. That's it. It was never the calendar raising your protein needs. It was your size. The rule never changed. You did. You grew. And most people don't suddenly start needing protein. They just quietly stopped eating enough of it. So let's name the real pattern here. The reason anyone has to start these things is because at some point they stopped. We stopped sprinting and climbing and playing hard and called it growing up. We stopped eating enough protein and called it eating light. We stopped getting down on the floor and getting back up and called it being careful. We stopped carrying heavy things and called it being sensible. None of it disappeared because of a birthday. It disappeared because life got busy. Lifestyle changed. You may have heard that before. And one by one, we set these things down. So when someone tells you to start, what they really mean, whether they know it or not, is pick it back up. Here's why this isn't just a clever way of talking. It changes what you believe is possible. When you think you're starting something new, you brace for failure. You assume you'll be clumsy and slow and behind everyone else. You look for the exit before you've even begun. But when you understand you're resuming, everything softens. You're not a stranger to this. You're coming home to it. You already have the blueprint. You ran it for years. Your body remembers even when your mind has forgotten. The bar to walk through that door was never as high as you thought, because you're not learning to walk. You're just walking again. I watched this reframe change people in an instant. Someone will stand and at the edge of trying, convinced they're too old. It's too new. They're too far behind. I don't do that kind of thing, they'll say. And I'll ask them one question. Did you ever climb a tree as a kid? Did you ever run until your lungs burn just for fun? Did you ever carry something way too heavy just to prove you could? They smile. Sometimes they kind of laugh at me because of course they did. Everybody did. And I tell them that person is still in there. We're not building someone new. We're just waking up who you already are. And the body, being economical, not emotional, is always ready to answer that call. This is the lie of age wearing a very clever disguise. The lie usually says you're declining because of your age, but this version is sneakier. This version says you have to take on all these new things because of your age. Both are the same lie. Both of them are the same lie. Both put the calendar in charge of your body. But in over 35 years of studying this, I've never found a single clinical study showing that the passage of time created a new requirement your body didn't already have. High-intensity effort helped you at 7, and it helps you at 70. Protein built you at 17, and it protects you at 70. Nothing new arrived with the birthdays. You simply stopped, and now you get to resume. As always, your ability to resume traces back to the same 4 things you always hear me talking about. It's what dictates your ability: fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and most importantly, your mindset. All 4, 100% in your control from the cradle to the grave. Okay, here's your challenge this week. It's kind of a fun one. I want you to play. Just once this week. Do something physical the way a kid would. Race someone to the mailbox. Get down on the floor with a grandchild and get back up. Carry the heavy bag instead of making 2 trips. Take the stairs 2 at a time just to see if you can. Do it at your level. Don't call it exercise. Don't call it a workout. Call it what it is. Playing again. And notice that your body knows exactly what to do because it never actually forgot. All right, let's go over what we discussed. First, that the word start is a lie. You're never starting these things. You're resuming them. Second, that high-intensity effort and adequate protein were never new demands of age. They were the natural human defaults you had as a child. And third, that the only reason we ever have to begin again is because somewhere along the way, we stopped. So you don't have to become someone new. You just have to pick back up what was always yours. As you were, underway as before. And realizing you were never starting from zero. Just one more way we help you reach your level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.